Good morning. Today I would like to talk to you about tear gas and what it is. It is actually not a gas, it's an aerosol. It's called 2-chlorobenzaldehyde malonitrile, or CS. CS is solid at room temperature and mixed with a liquid or gas dispersal agent when used as a weapon. It is designed to activate pain-sensing nerves. So when you run into it, your throat burns, your eyes water, your tears, you feel terrible. And I can tell you about this from previous or past experience. In 1973, I went down to Washington, D.C. to protest the war in Cambodia. I and several other people met with Senator Jacob Javits, who was a moderate Republican at that time. A little more on him a bit later. And after we had talked to him, I was walking down the street with a couple of friends towards the Justice Department when tear gas, which had been sent off by protesters at the Justice Department, was wafting down the street. I got a good whiff of the tear gas. It was terrible. It was the first and only time I've ever been experiencing tear gas. My throat hurt like it was just wicked. And the next day, I was supposed to audition for the soprano solo in Carl Orff's Carmina Burana with the Pro Arte Double Chorale of New Jersey, which I sang with at the time. Needless to say, I could not audition. My throat was ripped. My vocal cords were horrible. I couldn't sing, and I never got the solo. And I also want to remind people that tear gas is a chemical weapon. It is classified as a chemical weapon under the Geneva Convention. And so it is precluded for use in warfare, but it is used very frequently against civilians. Sven Erik Hjort, who is a nerve gas specialist or expert at the Yale University School of Medicine, explained to National Geographic one time about 6 years ago that quote, that's very illogical, unquote. Yet, tear gas, a chemical weapon, is used against civilians in this country very frequently. The worst example of this took place a couple of days ago when the Secretary of State, William Barr, ordered tear gas, flash bombs, to be used against peaceful demonstrators by the White House, to remove them from the area around the White House so the President of the United States could do a photo op. If that is not the worst abrogation of power, the misuse of tear gas, which is a chemical weapon against citizens of our country, and it's done very frequently, and it's against the War Powers Act as well. The War Powers Act is something else, which was instituted in 1973, passed by both the Senate and the House of Representatives. By the way, Jacob Javits was one of the sponsors, which says that Congress has to give approval for armed conflict against our enemies. It isn't working anymore. The Congress does not give approval. It has been abused by many presidents of the United States. Not only President Trump, but Clinton in Kosovo, and Afghanistan, probably also Desert Storm in Iraq, and many other times. The War Powers Act is useless. It's useless to say anything about the fact that tear gas, a very powerful chemical weapon, is used against the citizens of our country. So that's all I have to say today.